Welcome back to another RSD tutorial. My name is Matt, one of the designers here at Red Shark, and today we're going to be making our very own isometric text in Adobe Illustrator. Make sure you download the working file from our blog so you can follow along, and let's get right into it.
Okay, so today we're going to be looking at making our own isometric text in Adobe Illustrator. And as you can see here, my working file is laid out in artboards so that each step has its corresponding artboard, and the art that's in it is what that step will look like, obviously. For today's exercise, I'm going to just go ahead and jump into a brand new one so we can follow along with each other. We'll click on that artboard and go right into step number 1. Okay, so step number 1, we're just going to type our text. And I'm using the word isometric because it makes sense for this tutorial. And I'm using the typeface Juno from the Yeah Right Type Studio. Go check that out. I'll put the link in the description. Zach is a great dude and he makes some beautiful type. Okay, so now that we have our text all typed up and centered into our artboard, what we're going to want to do is go to Effect, 3D, and then Rotate. So if we go up to our Effect window, and then we go 3D, Rotate. It's going to pull up our 3D rotate options panel here. And for right now, that's all we're going to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and click OK and then move on to the next one. Okay, so picking up from where we left off on step number 2, with our 3D rotate options panel still open, what we're going to do is just come over here to where it has the position drop down, and we're going to choose one of these isometric options here at the bottom. I'm going to use isometric top for this one just because it's one of my favorites. And I like the way it looks. You can play with these values over here on the right if you want to, just to give it, a different orientation than one of the presets. But for now, we're just going to choose this one. Okay, so for step number 4, once you've clicked OK on that last options panel, you're going to be left with your distorted text. We're going to do one more effect here to it. We're just going to go Effect, Distort and Transform, and then choose Transform again. Now in this transform effect options panel, the only 2 values that we're going to change are vertical. So I'll choose 10, and then our number of copies down here, which I'll choose another 10 just for the sake of things. And if you click your preview, you can see that now we have all these different layers of our same type underneath each other. And that's the isometric effect in a nutshell. Okay, so for our 5th and final step, what we're going to do is, now that we have all of our layers made like this, the isometric style, you really can't tell what it says anymore. Well, all I'm going to do is just add a stroke to it, which add a white stroke and then beef it up a little bit. And now our letters are back, and you can see that all the layers underneath that are the same as well. And another really cool thing about this effect is that if you don't make outlines out of your text in step number 1, we can come back in here, double click, select all, and retype what it says. So if you like this effect, but you want to change what your words are, you can always do that. And you can also just select or shift option drag your text over, make a different copy of it, and go back to another typeface or another, let's see, play around with what looks best. Like I said, it's very simple and it's really easy to alter after you've done your initial steps. Another cool thing you can do with this, which might not always look the best, but with this selected, you can also go to Object, Envelope Distort, and Make with Warp. And then here you can mess around with all these different warp functions like I've shown you in the past and make something really unique and cool that no one else has seen before.
If you found this tutorial helpful or enjoyed it, please leave us a like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot over here. Check out our Instagram page for more tips and tricks. We got all things Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, After Effects, some Figma, and some Webflow stuff too. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.